In my previous video, I provided my reply to John Searle's Chinese room argument, which borrows terms from signal theory. In an effort to constantly update my beliefs, I have recognized that the core assumption of my argument, my test of intentionality, is not as clear as I originally thought. Therefore, in this video, I will try to provide justification that will hopefully bring my Chinese reply down to an intuitive level. Let me begin by providing Wikipedia's definition for intentionality. Intentionality is defined as the power of minds to be about, to represent, or to stand for things, properties, and states of affairs. Intentionality is what enables you to recognize that the word cat represents a small furry creature. While intentionality is regarded as a real ability of humans, one individual can never really be certain that another is having intentional experiences. This is because a technology that allows one human to peer into another's mind does not yet exist. In the meantime, humans have tacitly accepted another technique for determining intentionality. If individual A can recognize the same relationships as another individual B, who is considered to have intentional ability C, then individual A is considered to have intentional ability C. For example, if individual A desires to prove her semantic intentionality to individual B, she must show the existence of semantic relationships between several different words, sentences, sounds, pictures, and etc. In terms of signal theory, if individual A's ACP mirrors individual B's ACP, and individual B is considered to have semantic intentionality, then individual A is considered to have semantic intentionality. This is because, if any two random symbols are selected, individual A can correctly identify whether the symbols are equivalent or unequivalent in meaning using her ACP. But doesn't John Searle's Chinese room argument disprove individual A's intentionality? If individual A is put in the exact same conditions as Searle's non-Chinese speaker, she would most definitely not develop semantic intentionality. This is because the non-Chinese speaker's ACP does not mirror the Chinese speaker's ACP, outputting error for any pictures, sounds, and etc. There is no disagreement between Searle and I in regards to the original Chinese room. In response to the robot reply, John Searle adjusts his original argument and proposes the following ACP, which accounts for images, sounds, and etc. While sentences and words are inputted in Chinese as usual, technology such as a camera and a microphone translate images into unfamiliar syntax. Searle argues that the non-Chinese speaker would not be capable of experiencing semantic intentionality, which I agree with, as the ACP connections still do not mirror one another. While Searle and I have been in agreement so far, we will probably part ways in our perspectives on this modified Chinese room. This system was created by taking Searle's response to the robot reply and adjusting the ACP's connections so they mirror one another. As I demonstrated in my previous video, this is a permissible modification that preserves the nature of the Chinese room. Searle would argue that the non-Chinese speaker would not develop semantic intentionality precisely because the symbols are transmuted to different syntax before he can study the existing relationships with his ACP. I would argue against this by referencing the ongoing philosophical debate about color intentionality. It is generally considered reasonable that two individuals classified as having full color vision could be having vastly different color experiences. It is unreasonable to state that an individual who experiences color a different way does not have full color intentionality, even if they were able to pass all colorblind tests. John Searle is essentially making this argument just about semantic intentionality instead of color intentionality. Because the situation depicted on the left cannot be disproven by the Chinese room, individual A's semantic intentionality remains unaffected by John Searle. Hopefully, I have provided enough justification for my intentionality test. Thank you for watching.